Hey guys, it's Kaylor. Welcome to the YouTube channel. In today's video, I have another design to code for you guys. This is going to be a responsive portfolio website. It's going to be dark themed, and I thought we'd do another portfolio website because you guys have been asking for a responsive design. So I thought this would be more useful because we all need a portfolio site. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to design this, and then in the second part, we're going to code it and make it responsive. So I hope you guys are ready. Make sure you download the project files. Link will be down in the description. And let's go ahead and get into Adobe Xd and get started designing. Here's what the project file looks like. We're going to be starting with the mobile first, and then we're going to design the desktop website. So starting with the mobile, I have a layout already on. This is 2 columns with 345 on the gutter width, and with a column width of 15 pixels. And then at the top, I have a 25 spacing so we can align our navigation up here at the top. So this is an iPhone X artboard, by the way, just in case you're wondering. So let's go ahead and start designing. Since this is a dark theme, I'm going to select the background and then set it to a black color. Color code is 1F1F24. Next, I'm going to create a circle, holding Shift and dragging that out. And I'm going to set this to 50 pixels by 50 pixels. I'm going to put this in the corner and remove the border. I'm going to apply this black color, which is 25272C. It's just slightly lighter than the background. Then I'm going to apply a drop shadow, leaving the values at 3 on the Y and 6 on the blur. And then we'll just increase the opacity of this to 30%. I have an icon in the symbols panel already for you, and we're just going to drag that out. This is for dribble, but you can change these to whatever you'd like. And then I'm going to vertically and horizontally center these and then group this together. Next up, we need a logo, so if you have one, you want to drag that in. I'm just going to type out my name with some text. And then this is going to be Proxima Nova, 18 size font. And then we'll just put this here in the corner. For some reason, this has a border, so I'm going to remove that. And then I'm going to grab a line and just strike through this for some detail. And then set the border color on that to white. Then I'm going to highlight both of those and group them. And then grab that and our dribble icon and center them up. So we have this right here. Next thing I'm going to do is put an image in the background. So let's just remove our layout for a second. I'm going to grab a rectangle and drag this out full width of the artboard, and the height is going to be 450 pixels tall. Going to remove the border and then drag in our first image, which is just an app wireframe. I'm going to set this to 6% opacity, and then hit Command Shift left square bracket key to send it all the way to the back of our document. To kind of blend this edge in, I'm going to copy this rectangle and paste it, drag the opacity all the way to 100%, set it to our background color, and then we're going to go copy this color code, change this from a solid color to a linear gradient. On the new gray color, I'm going to paste this in. So we have 2 black colors. I'm going to select the top swatch, which is right here, and drag the opacity down to 0%. I'm going to hit Command Shift left square bracket key to send it all the way to the back, and then bring it one forward with Command right square bracket key. So now you'll see that blends into the background really nicely. So now we need some text. The first thing we're going to do is add a title, and that's going to be UI design plus prototyping. It's going to be aligned to the left. I'm going to set this to 26 size font, semi-bold. And then we can turn on our layout, and then we'll drag this to the left side margin. And then we're going to do 150 pixels from the top. So if you select the item and hold Alt, you can view the dimensions around the document. So we need to drag that down to 150. Then below this, we're going to need some text. So I'm just going to drag out a text area that's the full width of our margins and paste in a bit of text. This is going to be Proxima Nova 18 regular sized font. For the email, this is going to be a button, so I'm going to set this to our red color. Color code is FF4A5E. I'm going to place this 20 pixels from the bottom of our heading, and then I'm going to adjust the text area to match the size of our actual text. Now we're going to have our work, so we're going to have several rectangles showing off different projects. So I'm going to drag out a rectangle, and we'll make that 345 wide. That's from each margin. And then on the height, we'll set this to 230. I'm going to remove the border, and then I'm going to put this 100 pixels below the bottom of our text here. I'm going to drag in our second image, and this one's going to be our first project. We just have a nice app. I'm going to hold Alt and drag this down and then put 15 spacing in between these two images to match the margin on the side. All right, so we've run out of room, so I'm going to click on my artboard and just drag it down so we have more room here. We'll just drag it down a ways. I'm going to have 6 small projects here, and so I'm going to copy this a few more times. So there is 4 total, and then we need 2 more, and 6. So now I'm going to drag in the images for those. To split up our small projects and our big one, I'm going to grab this text and hold Alt and drag this down. And let's put this 100 pixels below our last image. This is going to be everything you need. And we'll drag this down back to 20 pixels below. On this everything you need, I'm going to set this to blue. So this section is just telling the user what we do and what we create. So I'm going to list out a bunch of stuff now. So I'll just paste that in. And then I'm going to set the line spacing on this to 40. Then we need to drag our text area down to display all of that. And let's drag our artboard down a little bit more. Now down below this, we're going to have 2 larger files, and you'll be able to tell the difference between the small ones and the large ones on the desktop, but for now they're all the same size. And I only made 6 images for this tutorial, so I'm going to go ahead and grab these 2 and then just duplicate them down here at the bottom. You're going to want to fill this in with your own work anyway. So here we're going to have 100 spacing in between our images and the bottom of what we do. So there's 100 spacing. Let's check, make sure that's 15. That looks good. Now we're going to have our footer down here at the bottom. And this is going to be 60 pixels below our last image. And then I'm going to create a rectangle that's going to be 60 high. And then we'll grab the artboard and just put it to the bottom of that rectangle. That's close enough. And so we have that. So let's change this to our lightest color, black, which is almost gray. Color code is 404348. So that is it for the mobile design. So if I click the live preview, we can take a look at that now. Here we have our logo, our dribble icon. You can have more icons over here if you want. We have a little bit of information about what we do and how long we've been working for Adobe here. And then we have all of our projects displayed and what we do, and then a few more projects, and then our footer. So pretty simple website. Let's go ahead and design the desktop version now. First thing we need to do here is set the black color to the background. We can copy over the dribble icon, and I'll just put that on this column edge. That should be 25 from the top. Good. If we select the logo and then just select the artboard after copying it, when we paste it in, it should have the correct spacing. It does. Let's just drag that to this column, and it should be centered with this icon, which it is. Then we can grab our heading and paragraph text and paste that in. The paragraph text is going to stay the same, but the heading is going to be bumped up to 50 and bold. I'm going to put this 170 pixels from the top of the artboard and make sure it's centered. For the body text, we're going to go 20 below that, and then I'm going to hold Alt and drag this out so that it's touching each of these third columns. Then we can center align that. That looks good. Now I'm going to grab the background image and its linear gradient, copy that, and then paste that over and send it to the back. And we can adjust the sizing on that to fit the full artboard. So now we can copy over our first 2 projects. And I'm going to hold Shift and drag these from the first column to the middle column, just like that. And do the same thing here. Hold Shift and drag that over to the last column. So I'm just going to position these to the bottom of the artboard, just like that. Let's bump this down to 180. So we can turn off our layout grid and see what we have so far. That looks pretty good. So let's expand the artboard and add the rest of the projects. So I'm going to select the first 2 projects and duplicate those. And I'm going to put 15 spacing in between those. So we have 4, and then we need 1 more. There we go. And then you can replace those images so that they match the mobile view. Next thing I'm going to do is copy this text again, just like we did over here for what we do. And I'm going to place this 170 pixels from the bottom of our last image. Change this text to everything you need. I'm going to center align that. Change it to blue, bold, 50 pixels, and center that up. 20 below that, we're going to have our list. So we'll just copy that over and paste it in. Make sure that has 40 on the spacing for the line height, and then we can just drag this down so we can see all of it. For the desktop view, let's add a little bit more detail. So I'm going to duplicate this and just put I space am. And this is where this really large font comes in. It's bold, 200 pixels, and it's set to this gray right here, which is 404348. And I'm going to center that up with everything you need, and then send it to the back using Command-Shift left square bracket key. So it's just a little cool detail to add there. That's only going to be visible on the desktop and maybe the tablet view, because we are going to add a second breakpoint between the web and the mobile. It's pretty much going to be the mobile, but just with this text, so we don't need to actually design that. So now we can expand this artboard down even farther. I'm going to turn back on my layout grid, and I'm going to copy our two large projects down to the bottom. And then I'm going to make these the full width of all of our columns. So hold Shift and drag that over. And do the same with this image. And let's keep the 15 spacing in between these. And hold Shift over here. Just kind of align this visually below. Let's go, 120 will work. And then we can copy over our footer text and paste that in. And we'll just position that centered to the artboard. Let's do 60 pixels. And then we'll go down 60 pixels again with a rectangle to get the artboard positioned correctly. So if we turn off our layout grid, these images are a little blurry. So I'm going to replace those with larger ones. And that's it for this design tutorial. So like I said, make sure you subscribe to the channel and have those notifications on so you don't miss part 2 of this video. It'll come out a few days after this. I think this one's going up on Friday, so the next one will be out on Monday. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know if you did in the comments. Also, you can leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe for more UI related content. And as always, have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.